Hey guys, it's Caleb. This is an episode that was originally recorded back in September with Jordan. It's not a particularly timely episode, but just in case there are references that don't quite make sense, that might explain it. We're unlocking it because June is taking the rest of the year off. I might also do the same thing, but I think we're still going to have at least one, if not more than one, episodes behind the paywall at Patreon before the year ends. So feel free to visit us over there at patreon.com/killthecomputer. If we don't see you until after the new year, thank you for being with us, and hope you had a great one. Welcome back to Kill the Computer. My name is Caleb. As every week, I'm joined by my co-host, June. How are you doing?
Really good. I got a strong nap beforehand. I've had a busy day, but I'm ready to talk about. This is a bit of a history lesson today. We're gonna go. We're going back. We're going into the past. We're learning a little bit of, I think, why we got to why everyone is insane, and I couldn't be more excited. Yeah.
Yeah. And for the ride this week, we've got a returning guest from a previous iteration of this show, Jordan Yule. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, definitely. So Jordan, you've been through some changes. You were saying before we started. What's new in your corner of the world? What do you got going on?
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I'm a West Coast guy. I never thought I would leave my beloved East Coast. I'm a West Coaster now. Tan, I'm laid back. I'm married. I think that's all just as a result of the move. This comes with the territory. Yeah.
Still, unfortunately, nice, a Browns fan, but I gotta say, as a West Coaster, isn't football like way more sick on the West Coast? Because just you get to go to bed at an early time. Football's on all day. It's like West Coast football is so much sicker, dude.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but yes. And that also with the move, I wake up earlier. I wake up at like 5 or 6 now and go to bed at like 9:30.
Oh,
just because I work on East Coast hours. And so if you would have told me that when I lived on the East Coast, I would have thought that would suck. It's incredible because your day is done at 2. Football is on at, a Monday night game is on at 4 or 5. It's done by 8. And you still have time to do stuff before you go to bed. Yeah. And yeah, like primetime football game's over at like 8:30 instead of 11.
Crazy.
No, that's a different world. Better, dude. It's an alien life you're living now. You're a totally different Jordan. I don't know if you're a clone or not. You might have been cloned since the last time we talked.
It's also probably getting older. Going to bed early seems more and more appealing the older I get.
It's one of those things where I was like 16 or 17 and I was like, when I have like a real job that I make more than just like barely above like the $7.25 minimum wage, when I'm older, I'm still gonna like be really into video games because I'll actually be able to like, have the time. Won't be in school, all of that. And I'm like, it just makes no sense to me why people stop playing video games. And now I'm like, I'm in my adult. I'm an adult. I'm in my 30s almost. And it's like, I get it. I don't play video games anymore. I totally understand why that happens to people. It's, your life changes a little bit. Things change.
I gotta say, June, you'll be back. You'll be back. You're in this phase of your life. And then eventually like going out and like seeing your friends all the time becomes like way less awesome. It's like, man, I have all this fucking time. What do I do?
I hope
games.
Not. Yeah, I hope I'm like 70. Gaming. I hope I'm like 70, still being like, I gotta go to the corner bar tonight. All my buddies are there. I hope that's my life.
Yeah, me too. Never game is what I'm getting at. Okay, we are going back in time to talk kind of like if like Twitter was a Captain Planet episode and all of like these websites put their rings together to give you the most racist website. We're talking about Parler, we're talking about Gettr, we're talking about Gab, and we're talking about Truth Social. All of these other websites that kind of paved the way for the hellscape that we live in. Any experience, personal anecdotes going on any of these? Any fun times that either of you have had? I know, Jordan, you said you read more than you post.
I have never posted on any of these sites, but I am a Truth Social lurker because I need to know what happens. The president of the United States issues decrees, issues presidential truths on there. I need to know what's happening. It's like I feel like this is such a different like Trump presidency because we're not getting it on Twitter. You have to go to this dog shit like third party app to find out what's the new conservative freak out, like who's going to be demonized this week. You have to go on Truth Social for that.
And it's weird because while that's true, all like the entire administration cabinet functions as if they're planning out all of their posts. They play off each other. They sort of tease news cycles that they're going to try to do in different policies, all on Twitter. All of that's happening on Twitter. All of these people like Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller, the most, I think, out of anyone. And then, of course, like the second stringers like Laura Loomer are all involved in that as well. But then, yeah, Trump is alone on his island of Truth Social at the same time. And it's very bizarre to watch play out because they're totally different beasts, the way that the administration uses both.
Yeah. Could I just say, like, one thing with all of these sites, they were designed as alternatives, but nobody ever left. Like, Trump is like the lone exception because Truth is his company, and they all tried to make them happen. But the way they tried that was to talk about them on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they're all still on Twitter. Like Parler, I remember like Jack Posobiec would tweet about Parler almost every day. And I just searched his Twitter account to see like his old Parler tweets because I remember that was a thing. And there was a point, I totally forgot about this. Kanye West was going to buy Parler and he was so excited about that. And they would be like, oh, Twitter or Parler is popping off. Look at the new redesign on Parler. This is so sick. And they're still here. They're not there. They're still on Twitter.
Yeah. We'll definitely go through the history lesson of that because that was a really fun thing. That was like.
Sorry if I.
No, you're fine. You're fine, man. I just thought that was really funny because he did that the same. He was going to buy that the same week he went on Alex Jones and did, the thing.
Where he said he loved a very awful historical figure. Yeah. He loves Hitler.
That's the Elmo voice crazy for some reason.
No, Parler was one that I was never on. I never made a Parler, but I just, there was always there was people talking about it all the time. There was news. There were like different eras of it. But the only one other than Truth Social, because Truth Social was one I actually made my like Junel per at on. And I posted a little bit on there, like a right wing version of myself is like what I was trying to do and see if I got like real right wingers to follow me. But Gettr was like the only other one I actually downloaded and used, which to me will always be the best of that crowd is Gettr.
Never touched it.
It was like probably the most short lived of the bunch. I think it's like the only one that's really not even around at all anymore.
They're all of these are still around, but they're like
Gettr's still around.
We'll talk about like they've all like traded hands a bunch of times and stuff like that. They're all still active, but yeah. Okay. So before we like talk about the individual ones, I think like we should get into like some of the direct grievances that people had that led to some of these things, which were like, if you don't remember, prior to Trump getting banned, the big thing that started a lot of this was they used to put little, which is funnier than banning him in my opinion, because he got way more pissed. They had these little tags that were like commenting, like kind of like community notes just for Trump under the stuff that he said. It was like, well, this actually is not maybe true or whatever. And and he would go fucking ballistic over that. And that was like a big part of it. And it's just interesting too. And there's like obviously the Hunter Biden laptop story and stuff like that. And I guess perceived bias from big tech. These were kind of the things that were going on when Gab is the exception because it started before all that. And we'll talk about that one later. But like, Parler and Gettr started in direct response to perceived, I guess, a censorship by big tech. And it's very interesting because just last week, like less than a week ago, Google, like, they have those congressional hearings. I don't know if either of you watched any of that, but like, they're like, yeah, like we gave into like pressure from the Biden administration to like take things down or to like, it was like a mixture. Cause like, obviously the framing on it now is like wrong that like Biden says take this down, it has to go down. More so it was like, hey, this is like disinformation for like COVID, and they would get guidelines or whatever for like social media platforms. And this is like the kind of thing that we found out in the Twitter files and all that. So they talk about this now, and the conservatives are taking this as like huge victory. So that was kind of like what made me want to do this episode, because all these websites really started because of that.
I do think that framing, though, like there's no reason, like I don't have proof of this, but I do feel like that Google framing it like, oh, Biden went after us was definitely like a hand job. Like they were giving Trump a hand job there.
That's
is
exactly
definitely how I'm reading it.
So I should have been more explicit. Like,
yeah,
the article says like, oh, they admit censorship, but like really like what actually happened. Even like Matt Taibbi, like when he did his like first Twitter files or whatever, that fucking shit, it was like, well, they didn't actually censor it. They just kind of gave guidelines on what they considered as like fault. Like I would say that like Twitter blocking the link to the Hunter Biden New York Post story was like the most extreme, but that actually, people don't know this, that did not come from the Biden administration or the federal government. Twitter just did that on its own. So that's another thing that also, even Matt Taibbi admits.
Biden wasn't in office when that was happening. It was just it was just the campaign. So this idea that it's government censorship never really I landed for me. The Trump administration, well, they like quietly admitted it in the Twitter files, if you want to call it reporting, but it was just kind of like parroting what Elon gave them. The Trump administration also made requests. Yeah, like absolutely. Every campaign, public figure, administration, Trump was in power, but they zeroed in on Biden because it fed into a larger narrative.
Absolutely.
And it's another one of those things where people point to Trump being suspended on Twitter. People, that has been coming up again recently. Like, oh, see, there's been censorship under Biden. Donald Trump got suspended from Twitter. It's like he got suspended on Twitter while he was still president. Like that happened like the day, like one of the last days. He led an
insurrection.
Yeah,
to get his account back.
There's been this like
deal.
there's been like something I've noticed just a lot since like COVID specifically happened, like in 2019. There has been so much like context collapse of almost everything that has happened in specifically 2019 and 2020, where people don't even remember that Donald Trump was president in 2020. People will be talking about things that happened in 2020 and they're like, yeah, Joe Biden, is fucking president. It's like, he was not president in 2020. There seems to be this like mass context collapse around that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So first on our list, again, Gab was chronologically first, but we're going to talk about Parler and Gettr first. So Parler is the first one of these kind of shitty alt microblogging platforms, and it was started by two guys, John Matsey and Jared Thompson. They met in college at the University of Denver. Their idea was like, John Matsey, like he's still around, and we'll get to that in a bit. He wasn't like, there's a difference between the like Gettr, Parler, Gab, and all these. They have different, I think, themes, and his was like just like a consequence of like free speech absolutism. Like that's what what he wanted was, anti-censorship, complete free speech, and kind of like the follies that come with that. Because every time you start, we all know this, we've seen this a million times. Every time you start a website that's dedicated to explicitly free speech, well, what do people do? They say the worst things because they can't go anywhere else, right? So that's what his I guess philosophy in starting this was. I don't know how they linked up. I really couldn't find how he got the financing, but it's interesting that this whole operation was financed by the Mercer family, Rebecca Mercer in particularly. Do you guys know who the Mercers are?
Yeah, vaguely familiar. I have never dug too much into them. Just know that they're like a mega right-wing donor for like years. Yeah. If
you listening at home do not know the Mercer family, they have surpassed the Koch brothers as like the number. They have given in the last 20 years like $35 billion directed to Republicans. Robert Mercer, Rebecca Mercer's father, was like directly responsible for Brexit and Cambridge Analytica. We did our Cambridge Analytica episode sometime back. That like Nigel Farage got access to this from the Mercers. Like that's who they are, freaks. And his daughter is kind of doing the same thing, but she's kind of in the new media space a little bit. She's really into online stuff, things like this, Newsmax. Kind of I think she's like called the first first lady of the alt-right, right?
Jesus Christ.
That's how this whole thing was funded, was explicitly for this purpose. And so the CEO, John, as you guys remember, he offered a $20,000 bounty to any like liberal pundit that would go on there and like get yelled at. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do remember this. Yeah. I forget who they targeted first, but I feel like there were.
One, I think.
Oh, it's definitely like for the Matt Iglesias, that type of like liberal.
They wanted
thinker
a wiener
crowd.
punching bag for sure.
Yeah.
So they went after kind of like the Maddies and the Vox types or whatever. And so like I at least initially Ezra Klein didn't take the bait. None of them really did, but people did like would start. Okay, fuck it, I'll go on there or whatever. But like. He reneged on it because he's like, well, I didn't ask you, like, you're not important enough, or like you don't count, or you don't count. So like all these people went on there and were like fighting about it. And he doesn't pay it. And then like shortly after the bounty thing happens, it's starting to grow like up into the 2020 election. That's when like you'll see a fever pitch of all these websites is like leading up to 2020 is when they're the most active. And a lot of that and positive is bots, but there is like obviously genuine activity on these sites.
Especially because like at that time there was the public perception of Twitter that it was like a very left leaning app, that if you were a conservative you just couldn't say anything, you would get suspended, you would like this would happen. So there was that like perception that Twitter was not a place for the right,
which is crazy because it was and not rooted in data. Twitter did an internal study and published the results of how the algorithm prioritized content, and this was in like 2018 or 2019. And then they were saying this was, the old regime, the liberal Silicon Valley company. Then they were saying, no, our algorithm gives a certain advantage to right-wing content.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The thing is that they have the perpetual victim complex about
they're
like
gaming the refs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's their favorite tactic that they sadly have used very effectively.
Yeah. Okay, so fever pitch hits. January 6th happens, and within 48 hours, like everything is removed. Google takes them off the App Store. Apple does the same thing the next day, and then AWS pulls them. Censorship, yeah. No, they just didn't like the things that they were saying, right? Like that's what happened.
They just hated things like we want lower tax rates. I'm sure that's what they like didn't like the speech that they did like on there.
Yeah. And then there's like they claim that they were hacked, but this is really fun. So another thing that all these websites have in common that we'll talk about, except for Truth, I believe, is the only one that hasn't happened yet. They've all been hacked a bunch of times, like because they're all built like extremely poorly. These aren't really built by like necessarily tech people. They don't have like the infrastructure. They're built for ideological purposes, right? So they don't have that. But the funny thing about the Parler quote unquote hack was because like every post and everything you did had like, how like you have a number in every tweet that you make or whatever. On Parler, these were just sequential. So you could just run a script that would like 1, 2, 3, every post, everything was like archived. And another thing that Parler did very stupidly was they didn't like strip EXIF or metadata on anything that you uploaded. So like photos would have GPS location.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Yeah. And this specifically was a problem for the J6 rioters because like they were all posting like J6 photos. They had like GPS coordinates on these photos that were used to like prosecute several of these dumbasses because of like how shitty Parler's like security was. So
but that's that's like the right-wing dream. Right? Like you look at the survey, like the techno surveillance state that we're living in now, where they want everyone's faces, everyone's locations. Like, sorry, this is the world that you wanted to construct. This is it. Yeah. You got what you wanted. Like, don't throw your hands up and get upset over it. This is exactly what the people that you support want.
It was like it was crazy that January 6th happened, but it was also it's like in retrospect even crazier that people invaded the White House and all of these like buildings and posted photos of themselves like breaking in and getting into these like, why would you even do
like
that to start off with?
Yeah,
selfies, posting it on. Did they think, oh, it's on Parler, like nothing bad can happen? Is that like genuinely what they thought? Like, oh, it's our territory. We can post us hammering a window or whatever. Like that's even crazier to me, is that people thought that was like a okay thing. That was a hysteria. That was a weird hysteria.
Yeah, it's kind of like when like teenagers film crime sprees. Like the first time you ever do a crime, you don't really realize that you're doing something wrong yet, and it's like, oh fuck, I really shouldn't have done that part. You know. Okay, yeah. So then that happens, and the website at this point, the original CEO Jack Matzey has stepped down. Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer, takes over as CEO. And if you don't know who he is, he's an interesting one too. He's like literally British Charlie Kirk. He was like the Turning Point UK guy.
Oh.
And he's Candace Owens' husband. He takes over, and he's only there for a little bit of time because he oversees the Kanye. So that was his job basically. It was like he pushed really hard for Kanye to take it over after the meltdown when he decided he loved a certain Austrian painter.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. Could be any of them. So he's trying to oversee this. It obviously doesn't happen. I think that whole thing, if I'm being honest, was kind of, you know, I tried to look into this. I don't think that was ever going to happen. I think that was just like a desperate PR thing that they were going through to try and get people to use it in one last desperate move. So
create a stronger email list before they have to spam some like health alternative health shit at them.
Yeah. So John Matzey at this point, he's an interesting critter. He's like, he'll go on Fox News. They'll trot him out, you know, every time they want to talk about big tech and censorship or whatever. And he'll talk about how he knows exactly what it's like to be silenced by the Biden administration. Blah, blah. I was watching a bunch of interviews in preparation for this. He's still doing it. He has apologized kind of like for the role that Parler played in that. And, you know, when he got removed, he got some business fuckery happened with the Mercers. He got stripped of like his ownership, and he's like, to this day, still in litigation over that with them. And Parler eventually was sold, but not to Kanye West. In 2024, the founder of the Iowa Tea Party, his name was like Ryan Rhodes, I think his name. He's a fascinating guy. I think he is like a used car dealer or something. Buys part, like that's what he bought it for a very not relatively nominal sum of money. I think he owns a series of used car dealerships or something like that. It's still up. It's obviously a husk of what it was.
How many people do you have an estimation of how many people use it still to this day? Because I honestly thought it was just gone. I thought Parler was dead, buried at this point.
Yeah. Estimates are, because again, I don't know where these come from. These are just that I got from articles in the notes, not the outline, but if you look at the notes tab, there's a bunch. But I think these days it's probably 10 to 20,000 like users total.
Yeah, I'm not surprising. I'm not surprised that Elon Musk buying Twitter basically just superseded all of these. Yeah. Even Truth, even though that one's still around.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what's funny though? So I'm on Ryan Rhodes's website. I guess he ran for Congress.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's running for Congress.
It looks like he is. Yeah.
He looks like he's actively running now. Yeah. And if you go to the bottom, connect in the social media tab, it's just Truth Social and Parler.
Oh my God.
That's it. No Twitter, nothing. He's bending the knee. Like I think within that he knows, like, okay, this isn't it. It's not, the future's not Parler, this app that I own.
The bottom email is to run for Congress. Yeah. I love okay, I don't want to sound like a fucking coastal elitist. I'm not a Midwest hater. Actually, I love the Midwest quite a bit. But his slogan is "Make America Iowa," and I'm like,
No,
Absolutely not.
no. Like, the thing that you're known for is like skyrocketing cancer rates because you have no regulation and people can just dump fucking sewage and chemicals into your rivers. Like, it's kind of happening, or it will happen, but like, that's a terrible slogan, man.
It's like when DeSantis was running for president. He was like, "Make America Florida." It's like, again, no one outside of Florida wants that.
I was just in Nebraska for the first time. I've never been to Iowa. I can't imagine they are much different places, and I know they have strong feelings about each other. I was with friends from Iowa in Nebraska, and they're like, "No, we don't like
dude.
Nebraska." It's like, show me how it's different. Like, I'm telling you, I will kill myself if America becomes Iowa.
Yeah,
that is the kill the computer guarantee.
I'm glad that. Thank you for making that our guarantee. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's branded, dude.
But no, that's something I've noticed about like living in the Midwest is there's just like not much going on in most Midwestern cities until you get to like the bigger ones like Milwaukee or Minneapolis. So when you're in one of these small cities, you just have to like make up some dumb as shit drama. Like where I grew up, it's like Kenosha hates Racine, like the neighboring city, and it's like, why do we hate Racine? I don't fucking know. You just do. That's just what you do.
27 years ago, their football teams got into a fight or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just like, we need to recreate like border disputes the best we can. Like, we don't have that in America. Like we never lived in Europe, like European border disputes in the early days. So we just are doing our best to have that.
We were in Omaha and we were asking friends, like, or people there, like, for, you know, where should we eat? And they're like, "Oh, you got to go to this place. It's this Mediterranean food and it's amazing." And, you know, there was like, it was good, but part of me before we got there was like, is it going to be good, or is this just Omaha finally got a Mediterranean restaurant? And it's like okay, when that is a possibility, like, you need to reconsider your value or your appeal nationwide.
Yeah. No, I do love that is the two options, though. And it was, let's be clear, I'm going to take a guess. It was just they got their first Mediterranean food. They had their first chicken shawarma, and they're like, fuck.
I've had better. But it wasn't like mid. I'll say that. Like,
for sure.
The dishes were creative. The dishes were like, I liked it.
Okay.
But it might have just been because everything else I've had up until that point was like fried and dipped in ranch dressing.
The Midwest special, yeah.
It's really funny too, because like, if you take the Midwest as a whole, there's so much like difference in like some of the regions, right? You know, you think of like St. Louis versus fucking Fargo or just whatever. But like Iowa and Nebraska, man, like
it's freeways and corn.
Yeah,
like, that's it.
Yeah.
No, one of my favorites. Sorry, now that we're talking about the Midwest, I have you guys ever heard of like a cold vegetable Midwest pizza? The thing where they just like throw on like broccoli and like carrots, and it's like on like white,
a flatbread,
like it's like a flatbread with like a white sauce of some sort. Scott Walker, the old governor of Wisconsin, once posted a picture of that once, because it's like a Midwest specialty. We love it here. He posted a picture of that on Twitter, I think, when he was running for president. So a lot of eyes were on him, and everyone was like, what the fuck is this atrocity? Like, no one outside of the Midwest knew what the fuck it was.
I'm in that mode right now. So explain this to me. I demand to know what this is. So it's a normal pizza.
No, it's not a normal pizza. It's not a normal pizza.
Cold vegetables on this hot pizza.
It's just a spread of vegetables, like chopped up broccoli, carrots, like sometimes you'll get like maybe a celery, just like very nice crunchy vegetables that you put on like a flatbread with like it's not a cream cheese. It's like not a ranch. It's just like a sauce of some sort. But it's frozen. It's like a frozen dish that you like bring out to a big party, and it's like, have a vegetable slice, and it's like really all right. But everyone in the Midwest loves them. But it's like they're not great. Like you're not missing out, I guess is what I'm saying. But they're like fine.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. John Matsey, he
sorry, we're in Midwest mode. I'm like, I got
another hour of this if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. We could just do a whole episode about Midwest cuisine because it fascinates me. Like,
it's awful, and I love it.
Let's get to Cincinnati chili because I've got some thoughts.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, is that the one that's like it's got noodles in it?
I'm so glad you took the bait. I'm from Ohio. It's like Skyline is the place that really popularized it. It's like spaghetti and then like, you know, the chili that you would put on like a chili dog.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a hearty chili. It's just like the minced meat and like a sauce chili. And then cheese. And then you can add like onions or kidney beans and like you can get it like up to like 7 ways. But the basic is 3 ways: spaghetti, chili, cheese.
That doesn't sound bad. People lose their goddamn minds over that. That doesn't sound bad to me. I don't know.
No,
I get it.
I am a huge piece of shit, though, so I take that into consideration. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's like a spaghetti slurry.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's not dignified, but it's not bad.
I would eat it. Yeah, that sounds like something you eat like while watching college football.
Yeah, you could.
It's like the college football slurry for sure. Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're so good, dude. John Matsey. The only thing I wanted to say about him before we move on to the next one is it was very funny. He did a Reddit AMA where he announced Hedgehog Social. That was like the idea of it was like we need to have like civil conversations. So everyone was like, I learned personally that everyone is really mean on the internet. So I'm going to do a new kind of social media where we talk. And it's supposed to be like, I guess, for journalists or something that it doesn't really make sense. So he gets his ass beat in this Reddit AMA so hard that you'll see in the screenshot. He actually deleted it. He deleted his whole account. He deleted everything after getting his fucking shit rocked in this Reddit AMA. And Hedgehog Social still exists. It has 27 reviews on the Apple App Store. I downloaded it, but I didn't get around to using it much. But so
there's probably a total of 27 people on it is what it is.
Yeah,
that's wild. I do like the idea that this John Matsey guy, he actually like he's not like a MAGA guy where you just have to be viciously mean to everyone. He's like, no, but like we still have to like trust journalism. He's like the only guy like that.
No, that's exactly what he is, June. You nailed it. He's like a discourse. He's a libertarian discourse guy. Like he's like the think zone, Matty Iglesias, but like libertarian. Like he just thinks that you can let like America will just like innovate itself out of any issue ever. And that's what we have to do is just like talk and think hard and then things will happen. And then we just have to deregulate as well. So yeah, he's actually awesome. Like just like looking at his interviews and stuff, because he's like, so he's like, he has the politics of like a fucking high school libertarian. It's awesome.
That's so sick. There's like there's barely anyone like that in this country anymore. So it's sort of an oddity to run across one of these guys in the wild.
They're an endangered species because like everyone is just like rabid fascist now. It's like you get to see one of these like a rare bird, a hapless dopey libertarian that's like, we can talk it out. What about tax policy? Like I miss those guys, dude. I was that guy when I was in high school. Okay. Let's see. Next one up was Gettr. Okay, and you might think that Gettr and Parler are the same thing, and they are. They actually even look identical. But this one was a little different because whereas like, you know, they had like venture capital backing and stuff for Parler, this one was different because Jason Miller, if you don't remember who he is, was he was in the Trump administration, and he left the Trump administration to found Gettr. So this is like a proto-truth social. And Gettr was the one that I used the most, and I think I've told you this. I may have told this story on this show before, but I know I've told you, June. Like when Gettr was first blowing up, like I registered the account of one William Barr and tricked thousands of people on there to think that I was William Barr. And I was like, because this was like during QAnon fever pitch where they're like, we're going to do like we're going to fucking parade Hillary Clinton in a kennel down fucking DC, like whatever. So I was like, I made that account and I was like, announcement coming soon, stay tuned or whatever. Just like kept building up like that while thousands and thousands of people started following it. And then like, I can't remember what I'd said, but my little joke was or whatever. I think it was like, drinking pee cures COVID or something like that. And I just posted after it was like it was one of the biggest accounts on Gettr when this happened. And then I just started posting pictures of people peeing into their own mouths all day. And it was really funny because like the way that app worked, it was so shitty that like you couldn't actually unfollow people. It was like so broken. And people were like in the comments replying to me being like, someone help me. Like, I can't unfollow this account. This is not William Barr, you know? And it was like such a big deal that I wasn't the only one that was doing this. Like everyone for the first few days of this were like, we're doing trolls like this or whatever. It got so bad that like Sean Hannity was talking about it on Fox News. And he specifically mentioned this. And I was when that happened, I was watching it with my dad and he was pissed about this. And I was like, oh shit, dude. Like, Dad, that was me. I can't tell him that. You know what I mean? He was like genuinely mad or whatever. He's like, these fucking people, like, what's the matter with people these days? And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
Have you since told him at all that was you? Like, obviously he probably has no memory of this app at all.
Yeah, nobody. I barely remembered Gettr. Honestly, I couldn't remember if it was Gettr or Parler that I even did this on, if I'm being honest. So
no, I feel like
I looked through my camera roll. I believe it was Gettr.
Gettr in my mind was the one. Sorry to interrupt, but Gettr was the one in my mind that like the ship posters on like the left were like, oh, because there was like no verification system and it was really easy and it was really early, so you could just get whatever ad you wanted. So a lot of us just stole different ads. You got William Barr, of course, which is insane. I pretended.
That's a risky impersonation, if I do say so. I should have probably picked someone else.
These days, if you did that like and took like Pete Hegseth's ad on a new site and did what you would be
breaking rocks in Alcatraz, dude.
Yeah, you would. I would never hear from you again. That would be the end of you. But no, I wish I had like a fun story like that with it. I got Lo-Fi Republican, that like Diddy Kong right-wing poster on Twitter.
Yeah.
I got his ad on there and I pretended to be him for a little while. It never led up to anything. I did get a lot of followers, not as much as you. I did, I think for like the first couple of days, have like some of the most followers on there. And a lot of people did think I was the Lo-Fi Republican, and I was posting just like stupid bullshit primarily, but nothing to culminate in like the amazing moment you had on Fox News. I was just the Lo-Fi Republican. I wanted to.
I think it's very funny, June, that you and I were doing like the exact same thing. We didn't even know each other at that point.
Yeah, that was like 2 years before we met.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so Gettr, again, this is like an explicitly like MAGA app. While this doesn't have the same funding, it has institutional support that none of these other apps had. It did have actually it did have a lot of financing by a very interesting guy, Guo Wengui, I believe is how you pronounce that. He's do you guys know who he is? Either of you?
Never heard of him. No.
This guy goddamn, the research for this episode was so fun because I kept just finding freaks, and listeners of the show know when I find a freak, that's why I do this show. It's just the most fun. So you might have heard of him actually because he's been in the news a bunch. He's like he's a Chinese billionaire that was like ran out of the country in 2014. And this is all by memory because just what I was reading when I was prepping for this. So if I get some stuff wrong, just know that's like I'm mostly accurate. In 2014, he gets run out of China for a bunch of charges like bribery, corruption. And then there was like some other weird ones that were really bad, like kidnapping and rape. And he says, well, I'm actually just a political prisoner and I'm being like, chastised by the Chinese Communist Party, whatever. So he comes to America and, essentially claims asylum. And then he starts with like whistleblowing on the Chinese Communist Party or whatever. So, of course, because America is stupid about China, and even more so back then in 2014, even like the New York Times just credulously believes this guy. But it turns out over time, like nobody could actually verify some of the stuff that he was saying or like if it was even true or even happened. So we kind of find out that this guy is like a bullshitter. He is very wealthy. He is a billionaire. And during this time, he gets cozied up with like Steve Bannon, and they launch a bunch of companies, particularly in China, something called GTV, where they were just like spreading anti-CCP propaganda in China, and some stuff in the States. And he funds this, and he's like the founder and chairman for Gettr. And he's like,
go ahead.
I
I do love that every country just produces at least one of these people that moves to the United States. It's like Yeonmi Park, that person that's like, yeah, we eat mud in North Korea.
Yeah, that's like what he's like the billionaire version of the Chinese billionaire version of that. Yeah. Essentially, this all culminates in he's a member of Mar-a-Lago. He meets all these people. You know, he's like the right wing Chinese billionaire darling guy because he's like, you know, all that. But he's actually in jail right now, and he's awaiting sentencing for 9 of 12. He got convicted of 9 of 12 felonies where he defrauded all of his followers for upwards of $1 billion. And unless Trump pardons him, he very likely could be sent back to China where he could be executed.
Trump,
listen
to us. You need to free him. Free
as a listener of this show.
Donald Trump, save me, Donald Trump, like that guy in that minivan. Donald Trump, here, save me.
That's crazy that they haven't, like, honestly, like some of the people that Trump has pardoned in this administration so far, I'm genuinely shocked he has not touched him at all yet. That this seems like easy pardon for him compared to some of the ones he's done.
Well, we'll see. You know, he did defraud right wingers, but like, and
that's
I don't think
the
that
biggest
Trump has
crime.
Well,
that's
the biggest crime
do.
because Trump, that's money that Trump could have defrauded them out of, right? Like, in a way, he stole from Trump.
That's his one political enemy on the right. It's like Hillary Clinton. He wants to put right next to him.
So we'll see what he does with that. He's obviously not involved now. The guy that he had another, like a co-defendant in some of these, got sentenced to like 10 years in jail, but his I don't know, I was reading some of the court stuff. He was charged with a lot less. So he could be going to jail for a substantial amount of time or going back. The thing with Gettr, though, is it's also just a massive piece of shit. Like, there's no tech involved.
My favorite feature is the one that you said where you can't unfollow people.
You can't. Do you remember that? Like, I'm not making that up. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't
such
like
a good
things
feature.
or unfollow people or just it was so.
That's so good.
Yeah. Extremely just terrible. This is obviously a website made and designed by like a communications person, not a tech person. It was like the idea to grow it was also kind of stupid too, because they tried to do like influencer marketing, but the thing was, it's like, you can't do influencer marketing when your product sucks, because then you have, like, the problem with that is if you have a shitty product, the influencers will talk about your shitty product. And that was the case when they lured Joe Rogan to go on to Gettr. Do you guys remember this part?
I don't actually.
Yes.
Joe Rogan says, because he's like this is pre-Elon Twitter, right? So he's like all pissed off about big tech censorship, whatever. So he's like, join me on Gettr. And they have their, like, in a single day, they get over 500,000 new registrations just because of Joe Rogan. The problem is Joe Rogan also can't use the website. Like, it sucks. And they also like gave him 8 million followers when the website clearly didn't have 8 million users. They just wanted to like match his Twitter audience. So he's like, wait, hang on, let me pull up the quote. He said something funny about it. He said, called it like fugazi fuckery, something or whatever. And he was just like railing on, you know, the biggest right-wing platform in the world, and completely destroys Gettr after doing that. And then on top of that, because of, you know, this is like at the early part of the Groyper Wars or whatever, the Fuentes types are they banned Nick Fuentes from Gettr, even though he'd never used it, and you couldn't even say the word Groyper on Gettr.
Wow.
Yeah. So that actually leads to the Groypers learning that they should go on there, and then they start trolling Gettr as well. And that's kind of essentially like the last big
that's
influx of new users.
That's wild that even at that time, I mean, this was like 2022, but even the leaders of the right, I guess, were even still like, I don't know about these like Nick Fuentes types, especially these days. 3 years later, they're pretty openly embracing him in a very public way.
Well, that was back when he was like banned from CPAC and he was banned from Turning Point events. So it was like, that was much more common then.
it's just wild to see the difference. Just looking back to a pretty recent time, that he was like a pariah. Or pariah, is that the right word? He was like he was not well liked by pretty much any of those people at that time. But now I think they understand the value he brings to them, in that I don't like, of course I don't think it's good, but just the way, like the way they're embracing fascistic rhetoric and fascism generally. It's like, well, we got to bring him in now.
Yeah, total Nick Fuentes cultural victory, which is a very fucking grim thing to say out loud.
So bleak, so horrible.
But, also just a heads up, something very funny happens the same day one. A bunch of like their high profile accounts, including the CEO himself, and then like Mike Pompeo, Steve Bannon and stuff, their accounts get hacked immediately day one, because the security on this website is completely non-existent. And the people who did it started just posting like pro-Palestinian, messaging and stuff like that. And it was just very funny. And then, of course, because all of these websites this happens to, the user data got hacked and leaked, and people's emails, date of birth, some of their private messages and stuff got leaked and dumped online. So, if you ever sign up for one of these to like fuck with people, just do it on a burner email, I guess is my advice to anybody listening, because it will get hacked. All of them get hacked badly every time.
So this one, Gettr, in summary, was just a real piece of shit.
But yeah, way shittier than Parler. Real bad. I don't really know. Like, it's still there. I don't even actually know who's running it right now, because our boy is he's posting from prison. So, it's there. It's a tiny husk of itself. I tried to go on Joe Rogan's profile just to look and see. The first like 3 times I clicked on it, it took me to just like a broken page with a picture of Joe Rogan's face and then a string of like code in plain text. And then eventually I tried it on my phone, and he hadn't posted on there since like 2022 or something like that. So it's it's there, but it's like a husk for sure.
If you go to the site, so what it shows you in the trending tab right now without logging in, it shows you 4 or 5 posts from the same guy, Chuck Lawler. Each one has like 10 likes, 15 likes. This is the trending tab for the entire platform, mind you. And then after you get through like a wall of this one guy, you can see a Gateway Pundit post from 21 minutes ago with 43 likes.
Oh
like
my
it
God.
it's a fucking ghost town over there.
Oh my God. That's so sick.
It does seem like the recommended one of the recommended accounts is InfoWars.
Awesome. So it's there's maybe 200 people on there. Possibly half
generous.
Of them are bots. Yeah, that's incredible. I can't believe it's still out there, that there's one person holding up the entire website on his back for his 40 followers or something.
Yeah.
His 40 likers. Chuck
Chuck
Lawler.
Chuck Lawler, who is
friend of the show.
How do you spell his last name?
Lawler.
That's like a guy. That sounds familiar, right? Chuck Lawler. I think that's like a real guy.
Pure Arizona.
Chuck Lawler. He's just a guy, maybe.
Pure Arizona. He's on X.
His bio is I follow back Patriots.
Yeah, I checked out his X account, and he only has 8,000 followers on there, so he's like the king.
He's the king of Gettr.
That is
he has
so sick, dude.
63,000 followers on Gettr.
So
people
what
recognize him at
restaurants
and stuff.
Nephews and stuff at every Thanksgiving. He's like, dude, I'm like the king of Gettr.
So what I'm learning is there's a big opening for someone to become the next big Gettr influencer.
The 3 of us could like take this website over completely.
Monopolize Gettr.
We could. Maybe in due time.
We can, should, and must.
I still have the app on my phone. I still have it.
I don't know if we'll be able to follow each other, though, but we'll figure that part out later. Okay. So next one up, this one is a little different. We're talking about Gab. This one was the first. And what's different about Gab, I think, is I wanted to illustrate with the other two that they had monetary and institutional support in ways that should have made them succeed. I mean, the fucking Mercers founded Parler, right? Like unlimited money hack, an institutional support from the president, and these still fail. That's how bad these ideas are. But then you have Gab that has existed since like 2016, and it's it doesn't make money. It's almost always this close to financial failure, because they've been essentially cut off from any sort of payment processing for donations. They have to do it in crypto. You can't really advertise on it even if you wanted to. It's just all, they've been cut off by Stripe, PayPal, Visa, Mac. I mean, they're all kind of like one conglomerate at this point anyway, but they're on their own island. But it still perseveres because this one was made from an ideological standpoint. And that's, I think, just a more important distinction to make. So Gab was founded by Andrew Torba. Do either of you know who he is?
I think he's a Proud Boys guy. I'm pretty sure I've heard him mentioned in the same space as like Proud Boys, these far right groups.
I mean, he's a Christian nationalist. Like, he was one of the first explicitly, openly Christian nationalist guys. And when I was reading the reporting on him, from various places, news stories, the ADL, whatever, they all seem to have this narrative that like Andrew Torba, got radicalized, and that's how Gab got so much worse. I think it was. I mean, there's nothing that shows to me that any of this was new. He let the mask slip a little bit more because it became socially acceptable as the Overton window moves to the right. But I mean, like, from the get-go, he's saying, great replacement theory before he's like the Beatles of like great replacement theory. You know what I mean? He's saying all this stuff. He's very anti-Semitic, even though he claims not to be. He just happens to just believe, incidentally, a lot of anti-Semitic stuff, but he doesn't hate Jews, of course. He, an explicitly Christian nationalist economy. He's like with Steve Bannon in the sense that we did a whole episode on the kind of parallel conservative economy. He's the poster child for this. He really wants a separate parallel Christian economy that can compete, or at least operate independently from the rest of just everything. That's like, we have our own Black Rifle, we have our own Gab, as opposed to whatever.
Do you remember that the right wing Amazon? Has anyone followed up on that recently? Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
I forgot about that.
You could only order like 7 things from it, right? What was it called?
Woke beer.
It's been a while though. It's been a while. Like, who knows?
Unwoke beer.
Unwoke beer. Yeah. So if you go to that, but Jordan, we talked about that one like maybe less than a year ago. The Unwoke Beer guy. If you go to their Facebook page, the entire page is just people complaining about not getting their shipment like a year out. It's so fucking funny. June and I discovered that while we were talking about that live, and it was one of that's the funniest, or maybe the hardest I've ever laughed when we were recording this show. All these people were just pissed off getting ripped off by the anti-woke beer. It was so fucking funny.
Spending $50 for anti-woke beer that you don't even get to sip. Awful.
Yeah, meanwhile, this guy's like making commercials where he's using their money to like make commercials with like him and things like women with like huge boobs or whatever. He's like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he's using their money to do just like dumb shit like that, and they're like,
he's like the Bang Energy guy.
I would like my $30 6-pack, sir, please.
So I'm on the public square is what the right-wing Amazon alternative is supposed to be, right?
Oh.
So I'm on their site. This is at least one of them. On the top it says for life, family, and liberty. Oh. And it looks just like a standard e-commerce site. It's not like, it looks like a storefront, like a multi-retailer storefront. But if you were to remove that header, the right-wing like wink at the top, and you showed this site to somebody else, it would be indistinguishable from like a fucking Goop alternative, like a Gwyneth Paltrow type. It's like tallow glow, antioxidant balm, and then there's like pork lard and all these like, hand script hello fall like wall signs and like raw organic local honey. Like, you have become what you hated.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of shit that they would demonize and mock and make fun of for years, and they have become what they hated. And I think within them was a desire to be that.
Have you ever seen those, like, when you're reading a news, just a news article, and there's those disgusting thumbnails? It's like, doctors hate it, and it's like some mysterious goo or something that's gross looking to like capture your attention. Like, you can buy that here. It's like their market for various oozes and slimes.
which spoiler alert, is every ad on Truth Social. Like, every Truth Social ad is just that.
That's so sick,
These
dude.
parasites live in your skin tags is one I saw earlier.
You could buy that like racism
This
berries
cream
and
is
stuff.
the remedy.
I have to buy my oozes.
1 second, honey. I have to buy my slimes. My
But it better
charisma
not be
slime.
woke. It better not be woke. I do
God damn, dude.
love though. Like we've talked about this a lot, especially because RFK Jr. has just become, one of the most influential guys in the right wing sphere. But it is just astounding. I will never really get over just the assimilation of like the crank health weirdos, like the crunchy people. Are now their home is the right, and you go to this and it's like, this is soy as hell. This is soy boy behavior going on this website and buying this stuff. But it fits perfectly within their politics at this point. It's astounding. Oh my god,
we gotta get the crunchies back. The left lost when we lost the crunchies.
They were influential.
Like, if we can't reach like a white woman with dreadlocks and a bindi, we've lost. You know what I mean? It's over.
Yeah, wine moms are very important, but there is the other battle. We've won that one. The left has won that one, but there are other battlefields still.
Okay. So Gab, let's get back to Gab. Gab is kind of its weakness in that it doesn't have that institutional or financial backing that the others have. It's kind of its strength because like Andrew Torba is beholden to nobody. They can get away with whatever. Like I believe it was not the Christchurch shooter, but the Pittsburgh synagogue shooter. Like was one of their most active users and was like posted his manifesto on there, and it was like very horrifying and terrible. And it didn't like sink them. It did lose some users or whatever. Some mainstream appeal was lost, but like whereas Google and Amazon and everything, they would be able to. They've already pulled them. You know what I mean? They don't have anything left to take from them. Their host did drop them, and they were down for a time. But then they were picked up by June, the guy that I was texting you about earlier. This is my favorite freak of this entire episode that I found. The CEO of Epic, which is a domain registrar and host that's specifically for like anti-woke stuff. There's a guy named Robert W. Monster. That is his Christian government name. Robert W. Monster has he is, and I am not making this up. He has a Wikipedia page. Go look. He is an award-winning diaper marketing executive.
Award-winning?
Yes.
Who did he beat out?
Award-winning.
Who did he beat out? The CMO of Huggies?
He got like
Jesus Christ.
he worked at Procter and Gamble doing like what was it, Pampers or Huggies or whatever that company's diaper was. And he was so he's doing that, and he like, I don't know, he had some sort of entrepreneur thing. It was like he got Entrepreneur of the Year by some advertising company. He's like, his whole thing was he did advertising. So again, award-winning diaper marketing executive. And I just need you to understand like the state of mind I was in when I texted you about this, June, because I was pretty light about it when I texted you, but that's because I just spent like 15 minutes. Like I was pissed. I was fucking mad because like, it just seems like the world is tormenting me. Like you're telling me that like in 10 years when a bunch of people, all the Cadens that grew up with mohawks, like they're going to become adults and like beat me to death for like in like the coming moisture wars or whatever. That's all happening because a man named fucking Robert Monster decided to host racist forums. Like these guys on the tertiary of the world that are the biggest fucking freaks, man. That he has to be named Robert W. Monster. He couldn't just have a normal name.
No,
they're being tormented.
There's been a lot of things happening recently in this world where I'm like, I understand simulation theory. Yeah. I understand why people lose themselves in that belief because come on, he has
Robert
a diaper
W.
award.
Monster?
He has a
fucking
diaper
kidding
award.
me? The diaper guy named Robert Monster is ruining the world. Like I lost my fucking mind, dude. I really did. I had to go take a walk. I was like fucking losing my shit right before. And then I was like, okay, I take a breath. You were going to die anyway. It might as well be like a bunch of fucking Cadens and Jacksons that beat you to death in the moisture wars because of Robert Monster. At least it's funny. That's all I could do is just laugh, man.
Jesus
But
Christ.
he saves Gab, and that is why Gab is still around today after that horrifying synagogue shooting. And but I think, you know, there's, I believe, maybe the Christchurch shooter did as well. I can't remember. It's just like all this kind of blends together in a really dark way once you read about the stuff for long enough. But like multiple shooters have posted their manifestos to Gab. It's like a place where this goes.
This was like the first alt right, or just like alternative right wing, like social media I think I ever heard of.
Yeah.
That, just because of all of the connection to extremist ideology, and people tend, I think, of course, to propagate certain spaces if they're in these like far right spaces. And Gab was always talked about in these, especially like under Trump's first term. That was, and I only realized fairly recently that it was still around. I just assumed it vanished, that it was gone. But there are still people. I was digging a couple of months back on like some Twitter people, some Twitter Nazis, and one person had her Gab profile in her bio. I'm like, oh, Gab is still around. People still use that. It's
the most successful one. It's still standing. You know what I mean? In terms of actual people that are using it that aren't bots or just dead accounts.
And that makes sense to an extent, because and it's, as what you said before, like no one really controls Andrew Torba. There is like a grassroots sort of aspect to it where it doesn't feel like it's like being rammed down your throat in the way that like Gettr, I guess, was. And so I think that is probably to its advantage in that way. That's probably why it's still around, even despite the deplatforming, because Mr. Diaper wanted to. He had a project
Monster
in mind.
did use the shooter's manifesto to advertise Gab, or maybe he used it to advertise Epic or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Just, you know, genuinely disgusting. I did also find out, I went through and I pulled some police reports that he'd filed because he's like I didn't know this guy existed until like this week. But he lives in Washington State, or he lived. I don't know if he still does, because he got actually removed from Epic as a CEO. I don't believe it was for like embezzling, but he mixed funds in some way that was no good, and he actually got removed by his own board or something like that. So I don't know if he still is out here. But he used to constantly file police reports because people would mail him glitter bombs and like dog shit in the mail all the time. And people because he complained about it so much, it became like a Streisand effect. So for a long time, like, lefties around here would just either leave shit on his doorstep or mail him poop or whatever. So if you look it up, like, there's like fucking police reports of a Robert W. Monster complaining about getting shit mailed to him.
It's incredible.
He is the most tortured man alive.
Just the most miserable guy in the world is Robert Monster.
So if the name is just too on the
do
nose.
people call him Mr. Monster? Like, come on, dude.
He's like a Persona character. Come on.
Like,
change your name.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
legally change your name.
Yeah.
Go with something more sophisticated, like Rob Zombie.
Or really start wearing some bolts in your neck or something, man. Like, lean into it, dog. If you're gonna keep it.
Rob Monster, be serious. You're a fucking adult.
Mr. Monster, like, this is a serious matter. You're being excommunicated from your company for mismanaging company funds, and he's just like, I don't know. There's
never
really
stopped
like,
the bit.
There's really nothing left to say about Gab. I mean, like, this is the one that people probably know the most about, at least colloquially anyway. I just needed you guys and the listeners to know about Mr. Monster. So
thank you.
June, you're going to lead the I think it's my favorite app of these to kind of just tap the glass a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, before Twitter was taken over by Elon Musk, which we're not going to really talk about that today because we've talked about it a lot, and it's
like the theme of our show, pretty much.
It's about all of that. So we're gonna. This is our last stop. Is Truth Social? That was sort of created in the wake of Donald Trump, getting suspended from pretty much everything. My favorite fact is that he got suspended from Spotify, which is a really odd thing that they decided to do. It's like he can't listen to his playlists. They gotta get rid of him. Yeah, he got suspended from Spotify. That was like one of the things he got suspended from on January 6th. Yeah.
You can't listen to Party in the USA, and that's why we live in like fascist hellscape.
Thank you, Spotify, for your bravery.
Comment Spotify.
You were depriving Lee Greenwood of 14 valuable cents from the streams.
That's just awesome stuff, honestly. Yeah, the world was united. He cannot listen to his playlists. We all agreed on that one. and I think it's, of all of these, at least to where it is today, I think it's like the most Twitter clone to ever exist. It basically is just Twitter, but everything is just truths instead of tweets or posts now, I guess. And it was an alternative to like the like liberal left leaning Twitter and Facebook and all of this world. Is that this will be like the MAGA world. This is MAGA zone. You come here, you're getting off the train from MAGA is basically what it was. It was the parallel ecosystem. It was Trump's answer to that. And I still don't know if that was like, he probably like said that as an idea, but I feel like if it wasn't for all of the people around him, it probably wouldn't have become a reality. He can just pay people to do all of that sort of thing. And at first, I don't know about you guys, but when Truth was first announced and launched, what did you guys think? Were you at the time? Because I at the time was definitely like, this is going to fail. I think freshly off of Trump's defeat, everyone just sort of thought Trump was in the dust. He would never have any relevance ever again. Was that like sort of your guys' deal as well?
Yeah, I thought it was going to go the same way as Gettr and Parler, because they all had the same type of like hype cycle where, you know, everyone's like, get on Gettr, it's the future of free speech, get on Parler, and then it was more of that, but with more, you know, Trump having a direct stake, and it just felt like he wanted what he knew. I mean, he had been tweeting since like the 2010s or before.
Yeah,
like that's the app that he knows, and that's the app that he likes.
And it's
he's kind of bound to Truth Social.
Yeah, it's very relatable, honestly. It's maybe one of his most relatable qualities is that he just really loves Twitter and really, I mean, that's why Blue Sky exists. It's the left's answer to Elon Musk's Twitter. We all just like to post on Twitter specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Truth, I think, can excuse me, Truth can sustain itself as long as he's there. When he dies, obviously it goes away. Like, you know, each one of these awful websites has their own superpower, whether it's money, institutional support, racism, or in Trump's case, like that website is like an enchanted item in D&D, and Donald Trump's soul is ensnared in it like a gem or something. Like he's stuck in it, and that's what will keep people going on there.
Yeah, but it's essentially his mouthpiece. I'm sure there's other big influencers on there. Like I know Cat Turd's on there. Absolutely, he's on there. He's a big account on there. But there's really no other draw to that website. It's just about the mouthpiece for him.
Yeah. Well, where else are you going to go? Like if you want to buy literal coins or crypto coins, you know, if you want to know which ones to buy from your big president, like that's the app to learn.
Yeah, and you get all the news straight from him. And speaking of like scams, when Truth went social, I forget exactly when, but it went public and made, just like everything Trump has done probably since he became president for the first time, he just makes a lot of money scamming people. And the valuation, but no, the company went public and it got like 11 billion in valuation. Despite, I don't know if the company's profitable. I'm sure it's definitely still not to this day. There's no way, if Twitter is still to this day not profitable, a website with a fraction of the user base that are all just like hoople hollering like right wingers, there's no way that this is even close to profitable. But despite that, it's, you know, the magic of the marketplace is what this was.
No, you know what? Just to give you some context there, I'm looking at the Trump Media Group Corp,
yeah, I'm looking at
which is the parent company, and their revenue for 2024 was 3.6 million.
What the? That's so low.
But their operating income for 2024 was negative 186 million, with their net income negative 400.9 million.
They are
year-to-date
really...
stock has dropped just a hair over 50%, by the way.
So this is a pure passion project.
It's a loss leader.
Yeah.
Amazon loses money. Amazon lost money for 20 years, and now look, they're going to keep losing money until they dominate the social media landscape. It's
just
loss
a matter
leader.
of time. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Well, they better
exactly.
act fast, because let's be so fucking real. They got as long as Donald Trump's alive, and unless they anoint like Barron Trump, because he's the youngest, he has the most time out of all of these people. Unless they really anoint him as like the one.
Potentially be likable too. We don't know him yet. Like obviously Eric and Trump Jr. are just disgusting to look at and listen to.
They don't have it. They don't have the juice.
No juice. Yeah. Whenever I see one of them included on presidential polls, it's like, all right, come on. We don't have to pretend here. We don't like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so awful, just dog shit website. But there was, so Caleb, maybe you know more about this, the free speech double standard on the website. I was never really active enough on there. I guess I maybe made like 100 posts or so over my like 2 or 3 years on there, but they seem to be very touchy about criticizing the site. It's very Gettr coded in the way that like it was a dog shit website, but it sounds like you can't even criticize Truth Social or you get like banned. And I'll be real, it sounds like if you're critical of Trump, you get banned. I've definitely like been critical of Trump on there before, but maybe you have to like get reported enough to really get caught doing the wrong thing on there to get suspended. But I assume there's been like ban waves on there, maybe similar to Twitter in the past.
I've been suspended. I've had things of mine deleted and stuff on. Actually, I can't log into it right now, which is interesting.
Oh shit.
I have the app, but I guess I'm signed out, so maybe I did get suspended. I don't know. I was trying to do that while you were talking to look. Yeah. I mean, again, I have not really used that. I just replied to people in like it was like when it first came out, a bunch of us would go on there and like ironically post as like dumb conservative boomers or whatever. I did that a little bit. And then every now and then when there was like a scandal or something, I'd go on there just to kind of, again, tap the glass, see what was going on. And every time I actually would scroll, I'd get so mad I'd have to reply to somebody, and I'd end up getting in a fight and I would get suspended. So yes, they do not actually value free speech on there. I
just opened my Truth Social and it reminded me of one of the funniest things I've ever seen on there. So this was during Elon Musk and Donald Trump, or Elon Musk coming out and basically saying that Donald Trump is a pedophile and was on the Epstein list. It was during that a whole beef that they had where the national divorce happened between them. And Trump on there posted, "I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago." This is it just goes on. He's basically just talking about the betrayal of Elon Musk. And then in the replies, if you look, it's Brace Belden. He's a friend of the show, Brace Belden. He says, "You need to hurt Elon Musk." and like if you go through his profile, he just keeps responding to Donald Trump saying like, "Elon Musk betrayed you. You need to do something about Elon Musk." It's just it's so fucking good. But yeah, no, I feel like that website is just basically all of the people that were. I feel like the truth is the most people that were banned from Twitter in the old days, like post Donald Trump, pre Elon Musk. Pretty much all of those people live at Truth Social these days. I would love numbers. I would love to see how many active users there are. I'm sure there's more than any of the other ones to this time.
I'm just looking at Brace's as a profile on there. It's all just like his most recent post, 3 months old. "If Trump told me to hurt somebody, I would. Doesn't matter who, perhaps."
No, if you want to have a fun time, definitely just go check out his profile on there. It's a good like couple. It's a good little scroll. It's really fun. But that's the thing, is I feel like with True Social too, like the thing that brings people to any social media website, like Blue Sky, Twitter, any of these, is that you have to like have fun on them. And Truth Social, it doesn't really seem like people are having fun. There's like shitty ads. There's everything's melting down all the time. Donald Trump the other day, I don't know if you saw this, Caleb, we need to do like an episode about this conspiracy theory, but he posted an AI video of the medbed conspiracy, which is
just going to mention that.
Fucking crazy.
My God. Can you guys give an explanation for anybody who doesn't know what that is? Because
You can go, June.
I'll be so honest. I've known about this conspiracy theory. This is why I want to do an episode on the show about it, because I've known about it. I just don't know like much about it. All I really know about this conspiracy is that there is this theory among far right people that Donald Trump or someone is creating these medical beds and new hospitals. Like there are new hospitals under construction right now that will have these high-tech beds that will heal everyone of all of their ailments. It will heal everything. It will heal incurable diseases. It's like the technology of the future. I don't know the origins of this. I don't know why people believe this.
It was QAnon. It was their thing.
Yeah. Why do they believe? Was the conspiracy that Donald Trump is like this like intelligent mastermind who's creating this technology that will save us? Is that the conspiracy essentially?
That was that they were using it to keep John F. Kennedy alive.
Oh my fuck! Come on!
Yeah. They're just like, let's not rule it out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I saw Donald Trump say, yeah.
That's the thing. Like. He retruthed an AI video of him saying that. Yeah. Like, he didn't say it. He's just like, yeah, that's me on TV. Okay, smash that retruth button. And it's like, that is my entire use case for Truth Social. Someone will say something in the group chat. Oh my God, he did this. And I'll go to Truth Social to see if it's real. And in this case, yes, the post was real, but it's a fake video that he just shared anyway.
It was an AI video,
and you said fucking insane.
You said he retruthed it. He posted it on his account.
Oh, that's right.
It's even worse. He saw that. It was like, so yo, sick, that was a dope clip of me talking about.
I'm cooking here.
Yeah,
he's like, I like that guy. Yeah. He's probably watched it on mute. Was like, I look pretty good in this video. Let's post it.
And he deleted this morning, which I think right when I saw him post, I'm like, oh, he thought that was actually himself on Fox News talking about this. And I think him deleting it this morning, or someone on his team deleting it, I think confirms that he fell for an AI clip of himself talking about a fucking QAnon conspiracy theory.
Med bed. I first learned about the med bed from our friend Maverick. Jordan. Maverick is I don't know how the hell
he's our favorite freak. He's our favorite weirdo.
He's my favorite of all the freaks I found. So his whole thing is, you know, like transvestigation is mainstream now, but he is like the OG. He's one of the OG transvestigators. And I started following this guy. I have a list. The only thing I go on Twitter for now is I have my pervert Pokédex, and it's just people that are freaks that I just want to see what they're up to. And he was like, he's the king. He's my favorite one. And like he kept posting over the years, like videos of like himself in like very luxurious cars and private jets and all this stuff. I'm like, this guy's stealing these from the internet. And I went on a manhunt using like OSINT technologies to find out where he was posting these from. Like I had a couple people that were helping with this for years. I was like, over the time, I was like, wait, like these are actually, I think, original photos. Who is this guy? And then like he just tweeted out, he just self-doxed himself. He just self-doxed. And
like a year ago.
Literally a member of the Qatari royal family that I've been following on Twitter for years that just posts like, actually, Rosie O'Donnell's a man, Donald Trump is a woman, like everyone. And he talks about like medbed stuff.
But he's like a true conspiracy theorist on every level.
But he like literally he has said Donald Trump is a woman multiple times on his thing. Last week, this guy was at the Rose Garden and posted a picture like 15 feet from Trump. And I'm like, oh, like, how does that happen? Like nobody like he was looking at this guy's fucking Twitter account. Like, oh my God, dude.
He got in. He was having the fucked up steak that they serve at the new Rose Garden dinner space. Right with Trump there. All right, like, this is probably the equivalent of
my
like
steak.
Yeah. No, this is for Caleb, for you, this is the equivalent of watching like your child grow up and become like super successsul. They become a star.
Like if you raise a child that becomes like an NFL quarterback. Like I've been following this guy for years, and I was like, who is this fucking like me and a friend of mine? Just like she actually was the one. Like she and I very rarely speak on the phone, but she called me and I was busy, so I didn't. And then she called me again. I was like, oh, this must be important. And she was like screaming in my phone, Caleb, Maverick self-doxed. Look, you have to look who it is. I can't tell you. Just go look. And it was like, he has a Wikipedia page. That's actually him. And like I matched it up to like the cars that are listed that he owns and like where he went to school. And it was him. I was like, I was just sitting in my driveway outside to go smoke a cigarette. I was like, I can't fucking believe this is him. And then, now I know who he is. And like, you have to understand too, he didn't just do that stuff. He would post it's so funny. He would post poems to like his girlfriend, like poems that he wrote for a fake account that he also very obviously controlled. That was not a real. He didn't have a real girlfriend. They would like write each other poetry. Like this guy's just an insane man.
I love him.
One of the richest people in the world, and I just happen to find his tweets somehow. He's a big proponent of MedBed guy. Yeah, but I would love to dig deeper into it because it's just incredible. Basically, Truth Social misinformation hub. I think, especially for like the average MAGA person, is what that functions as. Yeah.
Caleb, do you want to round us out then?
I mean that's a good place to end it. I think.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot today. We learned where to buy our slimes from.
Yeah.
Where to buy various coins.
I do find it odd that Truth Social is basically the only one that really matters out of any of these, especially because of Elon Musk buying Twitter. But I feel like they do keep Truth Social around, despite Jordan, you said that they lose so much fucking money. It doesn't even matter because the tool, the utility of it still exists because there is an audience there that they have captured they need to get their messages out to as many people as possible, I think, is what the thing is at the end of the day for them.
Even if it loses money, that's first of all, it's probably like Hollywood accounting. Second of all, it doesn't include like the money that he's juicing from like his various crypto projects, right? That he's like pumping and dumping or whatever. So yeah, of course, maybe it really is just a loss leader. Like, I don't know.
Definitely not if you.
The audience size doesn't even seem to be there, right? So maybe they're making some money on ads. It feels like every third post right now is an ad. He's directing money from the government into his coffers because as I'm scrolling now, it's a ton of Customs and Border Protection ads for jobs.
Oh yeah.
So there's certainly a conflict of interest there. But he only has 10 million followers on Twitter. He's got 109.4 million. So he still posts there every once in a while. But it seems like, because he wants to build this up, he primarily does like, especially his all caps screeds, he does those exclusively or almost exclusively on Truth. But even then, it's like you're only getting people coming to the site to see if it's true. For the most part, because it's a fraction. It's 1/10 of your Twitter audience.
Mm-hmm. That's the other reason I use it too, is to confirm he in fact did post QAnon conspiracy theories. Yeah.
Right. Is he mad at Tom Hanks today? I need to know.
Yeah. But yeah, all of this shit's crazy. I'm glad that despite everything, the liberal version of this blue sky, people complain about it, but it's not as bad as even the worst one on here, or even the best of these on here is blue. Like thank God that one was built properly. Imagine if we had a massive crash out, all of our data leaked. So that would be bad. So I don't know. Yeah. I guess any final thoughts, Caleb? You got any final thoughts about our Mr. Diaper Man? Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pissed that his name is Robert W. Monster. I still can't believe it, dude. It sucks, dude. We all live in the torment nexus. Like, simulation theory is real. We're being poked and prodded by third dimension reptile fucking Alex Jones beings that are just trying to torment us for what is it? Like they torment you and it powers something. That's the reptilian conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's like the energy.
We're stuck in the wheel of evil samsara, and Robert W. Monster is there to extract our chi or whatever.
Well, I'm glad that you led with that because our next episode is going to be about simulation theory and why we both believe it. So look forward to that one because I have become more convinced by the day.
Yeah. Jordan, what do you got to plug? Where can our listeners find you?
You can check me out on the Intercept Briefing podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And I have another show called The Insurgents you can check out.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Jordan.
Thank you for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Caleb, you got anything to plug before we get out of here? I'm good.
I mean, I'm just going to do it again. I know I continue to plug it, but yeah, please listen to 60 Minute Drill, my NFL podcast with Arif Hassan and Ed Zitron. It's growing at a pretty good pace, but it's fun. It's got everything from politics to Ed getting upset about the Raiders ruining his life every week. So if that's interesting to you, check it out. Hey, we're having a good time.
Hell yeah. Awesome. And thanks for tuning in. See you guys.
Take care.